8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Come on, come on, come on. How you want it, cognac or Patron? Brunch with the boys, we gon' give you what you want. And what you don't know, we about to put you on. Come on, come on, come on. How you want it, cognac or Patron? Brunch with the boys, we gon' give you what you want. And what you don't know, we about to put you on. Yes, we are the trending topic. Good relationship profits. Brunch with the boys, we the hottest. Brunch with the boys, we the hottest.
Days and I'm sitting here as brunch with the boys. I got some niggas in the background who about to make some noise. What's up?
Jeezy, what's good, everybody? Damn, D, you gonna just come in like that, huh? All right,
here we go. Listen, everybody. Go ahead.
Hi, guys. It's Mr. Gent.
Hashtag the most accurate voice he's used yet.
Yeah, that's the real him right there. If ever you wanted to know, that's who it really is right there. Don't do it like that.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I mean, this is that Drake and your feelings. We gonna talk about feelings?
I mean, we're gonna talk about feelings a bit, from a different approach.
Mm-hmm.
We getting into passive aggressive behavior, and as you all know, passive aggression is defined as a deliberate and masked way of expressing covert feelings of anger, and it involves a range of behaviors designed to get back at the person without him recognizing the underlying anger. Now, the funny part about that definition is we always know when your ass being passive aggressive. I've never known anyone to say, I didn't realize that passive aggressive. Fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? I hate that shit.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get into it. I think the first thing everyone's been through in dealing with this is a bit saying, I'm not mad. Knowing good and well they motherfucking mad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that I'm fine. It's whatever. You know when a bitch say, you good? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yes, whatever. I'm fine.
Mm-hmm.
That's when you know you got real trouble. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just don't understand why you don't express directly. And I think what I found researching this topic is that this seems to be their personality. Like, I just thought this was a choice, but these motherfuckers seem like they have real issues.
So what constitutes the personality of someone who's passive aggressive, though?
Well, I just defined it. I don't think there's one personality that, anyone just sticks into this here.
It's a personality trait.
Yeah, it's a
It can
trait.
be part of a larger personality.
Indeed. But I do think it's fucking crazy. You know what I'm saying?
You think it's a thing that's inherent to you? Do you think there's any kind of gender specificity with that? Do you think it's inherent in women more than men, or vice versa? Or no, you think it's really
From my experience, I find that women tend to be more passive aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
Men are more direct. And I'm not saying there aren't men out there who aren't passive aggressive, but I want to say them some old bitch ass niggas, because real niggas say
what
what's
they mean.
really on their mind.
Yeah.
And we don't do all that, you have to guess this and guess that shit. But women would love to play that game. You know what I mean? They love to play that motherfucking game, and I don't understand that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you ever been through that right there?
I mean, I think every man in any given relationship, if they've been in a long-term relationship, has experienced some form of passive-aggressive behavior. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if every woman has this, and it's just something that's been passed down from their mama to their mama.
Mm-hmm.
And then they just got it. But I tell you that I've seen it more than I haven't seen it. I don't know if y'all seen it like that, but
yeah, I don't really. I've seen it. Yeah, I mean, I think any motherfucker that, to your point, Gent, that's been in a relationship of any substantial time will tell you they've seen this from their woman. Yeah. But what I would say is, it's in a prolonged relationship, a serious relationship for me, I can't deal with that. I don't operate like that because I don't like to let shit linger. Like, I'm bad at holding grudges.
Yeah.
You could piss me off at 2:00 in the afternoon. And by 3:00, I'm like, man, I'm some fuck shit, but I'm gonna let it ruin my day.
Yeah.
So I'm moving forward. I can't have nobody that's like, no, it's fine, and not want to do nothing. No, I can't do that, man.
I think that's men in general. You find women getting to an argument about fucking dress, and it's been 28 years since she talked to that bitch last. You could fuck my best, you know what I'm saying, my bottom bitch, and we having lunch tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So I think men in general, we tend to get over shit. Yeah, because if you fuck my only bitch, we might have to fight for it. But if you fuck my bottom bitch, I got other bitches to replace her. She's just holding the role.
Yeah.
We can get past that. So I think that's really what it comes down to, for me at least. That men, we get over shit easier.
Yeah. What are some other things that passive aggressive
Well,
people
see,
say?
forget even what they say. To me, signs of a passive aggressive person, because you have to kind of peep and weed out those motherfucking characteristics.
All right, then tell me some of the signs then.
So verbally hostile towards you, you know what I'm saying? That subtle way where they, they may speak in the third person to you and say, man, somebody forgot to take the trash out.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Like, you know who the fucking person is, bitch. I'm the one. So why you fucking saying someone in the third person? Bitch, it's me and you in the whole room and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I don't understand why that approach is taken. And
is that better than don't make Tanya get crazy? Don't make Tanya get crazy? And they just talk about themselves in another person? I mean, that's
a different problem.
That's just crazy.
Yeah, that's just
not,
crazy.
That's not
really
really
passive aggressive.
That's not passive aggressive.
Yeah, I don't get passive aggressive at all.
She needs some support though.
Yeah.
Okay.
That bitch got some real issues.
Need a hug.
And another thing is, if your ideas are constantly being criticized, so you basically want to make that person feel inferior or insecure about themselves. So any idea you come up with, like, hey, I think it'd be a good idea if we just talk to somebody.
And she just said,
man, that's stupid as fuck, nigga. Like, that nigga don't know shit about that. Like, are you even fucking thinking, like, bitch, I got 3 degrees, you graduated from high school and shit, but you coming at me like that.
Even on that same front, you'll see people be like, man, you did well for not going to college.
Yeah.
They'll say something like that in that like passive aggressive type of verbiage there.
Well, that's more like a backhanded compliment.
It is a backhanded compliment.
And to me, that's
passive aggressive.
Oh man, very passive aggressive. Mm-hmm. Very passive aggressive. A bitch come at you and try to tell you some, man, I hate that. You know what? Women do it too, and I have to speak from our perspective because again, I don't know many niggas that take this passive aggressive approach. But a chick would be like, yeah, I love you. That don't even sound like love, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like the things
depends
you
on the
say.
context, though. It depends on the context.
Yeah.
If she joking with you, like, yeah, I love you.
That's different. Yeah.
That's different.
That's kind of one thing too that a passive aggressive person will do is they'll fuck with you. So they'll make a backhanded compliment or criticize you in a way, and then once you bite and once you in your feelings and you bring up, oh, you can't take a joke. God damn, you sensitive. So now you a bitch ass nigga when she just talked about your mama and all that shit. You can't take a joke.
Bitch ass nigga. Bitch ass nigga.
You sound just like that nigga too. You about 3 shades from his complexion too. FYI.
I mean, that is kind of messed up though. I mean, I'm trying to figure out what's the purpose. What do they get from doing it like that? I mean, there has to be an advantage, a benefit that they receive from acting like that. What's the benefit from, gassing somebody up and then when they bite, you saying you can't take a jokey joke, you can't joke.
It's all about them covering their own insecurities. So they're basically trying to bring you to their level, and all of it's coming from their insecurities. So, for example, maybe you are with a big woman and you're a slimmer guy, and she may say, you look real skinny. You need to put some weight on. So she's kind of criticizing you, not because you're really that skinny or you look good, albeit you could be skinny, but she's really coming for you because she's ashamed or insecure about her fat ass. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? If that's a word. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I really think it comes from a place of them trying to get you to their level. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Sad.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's true. It could happen in any type of situation, man. It could happen in a situation where, they're criticizing you because you have more education than they do, and maybe they didn't graduate high school and you out here doing things, but, jab at you all the goddamn time. You think you this and you think you that type of situation.
That's basically disrespecting them to kind of exert your dominance. And that's one of the things you got to look out for a passive aggressive person as well. And when I read that one, I thought to myself, maybe a man can be passive aggressive because, I don't think that we would disrespect to, kind of show who we are type shit. But man, if ever we were going to do it, it would be that way. I know women are far more likely to say that's why your dick ain't shit, but she been fucking you for 12 years and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I think women are more inclined to go that route. But if a man were ever to be passive aggressive, I could see going that route. Like, talking shit in a way, just to get her straighten her ass out.
Do you think people just get passive aggressive when they're angry? Or do you think this is a natural state for some people? Like,
I think that I think there's things that happen in people's lives. I think our personalities, you know, we're born with some aspects of our personalities, but I think our experiences impact, you know, our personality as we grow up. And I think people go through things, whether it's that being direct hasn't been in their best interest at certain stages in their life, so they've had to be passive aggressive, and that's become their kind of go-to method, or because they're predisposed to being that way. But I think that's who people are by virtue of what's happened to them. And I think it's just as hard not to be passive aggressive as for some people as it is for someone like me to not be confrontational.
Yeah.
Right? Like if I got a problem with somebody or I hear some shit at work, I'm going to the person. I'm like, hey, you had a problem with something I did yesterday? Right? Because I just want to get the problem resolved. I'm not trying to intimidate them. If I come off as intimidating, then, you know, I'm sorry about that. But I'm trying to get the problem solved. So it would be hard for me not to be confrontational like that. So I think it's just as hard for those others to not be passive aggressive.
I think to your point, it's basically them denying their truest feelings. You know what I mean? It's basically them denying their truest feelings. So by them not being real with themselves, there's no way that they can be real with you. So ultimately, that's what fucks everything up from the jump. You know what I'm saying? You're lying to yourself. So how can we ever be good?
Lauryn Hill said that. What she said? She said, if a man lies to his woman, what makes you think he won't lie to you, or something like that. Like I forgot the song, but like I mean, everything she said was a gospel anyway. Let me use some of her music.
Oh yeah! Oh my God! The miseducation was it's golden.
She quit way too early in the game.
No, she back in, man, but she had a shitty deal.
Is she even back in?
Man, she had the whole next generation of Marleys. I know that. She got about 7 kids.
She did.
Yeah.
She loved a dread. Another characteristic was not happy after you've come to a solution. So since passive aggressive people don't really express what they need, they often end up with the resolution that doesn't really satisfy them, because again, they're not saying what's wrong.
They're not really
after
saying
y'all talk about it, y'all doing?
But you know the worst part is they still finna be fucking mad.
Exactly.
For no fucking reason.
Exactly.
And they had an opportunity to address the situation. Mm-hmm. They chose not to take it, and then all of a sudden now they're mad at the outcome that they didn't receive because they gave zero feedback for the person who's genuinely trying to rectify a situation. In those situations, what the fuck you supposed to do, D?
I think at some point you can't give a fuck no more. Like here's the thing. Like there's something at work. A lot of people probably know as an RCA or root cause analysis, right? So the thing is this: when something happens that shouldn't have happened, you got to do a root cause to understand why it happened and put measures in place to prevent it from happening again, right? And that's in projects, and that's in relationships. So if there was something that went wrong, and I'm trying to find out what the root cause of this is so we can avoid this happening again, and you're unwilling to engage in that activity, I'm like, fuck it then.
Yeah.
Like, you know how many conversations and arguments I've been in where I'm like, for fucking be mad.
Yeah.
You gonna be like, I promise you I'll find shit to occupy my time, but you're gonna be mad till you're not mad no more, and then you're gonna be mad about all goddamn time you wasted. Yeah. You know what I mean? So like, get over yourself.
And that type of that approach will lead to resentment.
Like kissing your ass?
Exactly.
No, real talk.
You definitely
I'm not going to
and that's basically what they want you to do.
Let me just tell you, the issue is, and let me tell you, if you got a good man, they'll kiss your ass for a little bit. Trust me. Most men, they're not going to admit to it. They're not going to admit to it, but they will kiss your ass a little bit. But here, let me just tell you, bitch, too much of anything is not good. I'm going to let you know that right now. You drink too much water, your ass will get motherfucking sick. If you Tylenol is good for a motherfucking headache. I'm just saying. Tylenol is good for a motherfucking headache. You take 27 of them bitches, that's your last headache.
Okay, Catwood.
So you be high as fuck.
I'm just saying. But the reality is, you can't expect someone to do too much of anything. It's eventually has some negative impact. You can't have a man thinking he's gonna kiss your ass every 5 minutes.
But that's the mindset of a passive aggressive person. They often feel like enough is never enough. Like they know they're gonna push the limits. They're gonna always fuck with you because that's what they're trying to do. They believe fucking with you and getting you upset emotionally is communication as opposed to just saying what's wrong.
Do you think they think it's communication, or do they get a rise out of it?
From my experience, it seems like these motherfuckers can't control it. I do think they get something from it, you know. So they, in a way, they have some type of sickness that may be like,
you know what?
I gotta say sickness because why would sickness, you? That's evil, nigga. That's the devil's work right there.
I think sometimes passive aggressive people do that for the sake of all they want to do is get your engagement, get your attention. Yeah, and this is the only way that they know how to get your attention. And I don't love it. I really don't like it. The problem is it's almost like a drug. You can tell a passive aggressive person to stop making commentary and they will legitimately continue to make that commentary as if they can't help it. It's like they on crack and shit.
Yeah.
They itching their neck when they make the next comment, dog. It's crazy.
And then the thing about it is, when you don't share what you're really feeling, all that shit stays in, and it leads up to resentment. And that's really what's gonna fuck the whole relationship up, because once resentment kicks in, you start undermining the person you're in a relationship. You know what I'm saying? I guess you can kind of call it insubordination in a way, to where everything you do, you're gonna fuck it up intentionally. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know the person likes it when you cut the tomatoes up, nigga, in chunks instead of dices. Every time dinner serve is chunk. You know he likes his steak raw or rare, and you brought that motherfucker well done. Like, that's passive aggression. You can't do that. Oh, my bad, bitch.
Well, if you don't want to eat it, then don't eat it.
Yeah. You know good and well you paid $17 per goddamn sirloin, and you was gonna eat that shit. Hard ass steak, bitch. God damn. No, but that's what I'm saying, man. And to me, that's one of the worst things about it, is when they just start fucking with you, undermining you.
Yeah.
Maybe they start, this happens in relationships with couples that have kids. So she or he can start undermining you with the kids and start putting little shit in their head. Oh, you know your dad don't really pay this bill anyway. You know that nigga ain't making no money. Like, can start fucking with you.
I got a response to that, though. Let me ask you a question. So,
Yeah.
Look, the side tangent. I don't necessarily agree with that. Here's my
Which
thing.
part?
About the poisoning the kids. Here's what I would say. If the kids are primarily had by one parent, and I know we're going off on a tangent here, but if the kids are primarily with one parent, then I can see that happening, because there's more opportunity for that parent to impact the mind. But if you're splitting time, or you guys are living together, this is the thing. That would never happen to me, because I fuck with my kids. So their mother could tell them anything she wants to tell them. All they know is their fucking relationship with me their whole life, what I've done, what I've told them. So you can't poison my fucking shit if I'm interacting with my kids.
You can, in a sense, though. Let me just tell you. I'm going to ask you a question, D.
I disagree.
I'm going to ask you a question. Because if let's say she spends more time with them. Right?
I already put that out there as the first thing I said.
So that's the first thing.
So,
but even in the event of, let's say they gravitate to their mother more. And because mom is the protector, every time you scold them, mom is the one like, D, don't act like that.
But that may speak more to your lack of a relationship with the kids.
That's what I was like.
It doesn't necessarily mean that, though, because, and let me just tell you, kids gravitate to one parent more than another, typically.
But that doesn't mean
but if that
I fuck with my mom more than I fuck with my dad. But
So,
my dad fucking it was no question.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
But do you think that in that situation your mom had more influence as it related to you? I'm just asking.
I mean,
I'm just asking.
I don't know about influence, because I think I took just as much from my dad. I think my mom let me get away with more shit. She was more likely to fucking baby me. Like, then my dad wasn't having none of that. So was my gravitation. I had this conversation with a friend earlier. Was my gravitation toward my mom on some genuine shit, or because I know I could get away with more shit? Like, do you know what I'm saying? Was it artificial? But my point is this. I've lived with my kids and their mom my entire life.
Yeah.
And in my entire life. First of all, I don't know about gravitating, but there's nothing that can be said about me. It just can't. I mean, if you try to, anybody, including their mom, tries to tell my daughter or my son, your dad is this, they're going to be like, okay, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like, you clearly have an agenda. Like, my kids aren't getting skewed.
Yeah,
So I just disagree with that.
And I see your point, but I'll give you this example. Say you're in the workplace. You're African American. I imagine most of your co-workers aren't. And a rumor spreads that Dez, he smoked trees, or Dez does coke. If a motherfucker who knows you,
nigga been touching his nose quite a bit
cocaine
lately.
is a rich man's drug. So
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Nigga got the sniffles every day. Nigga, he ain't sick. But But my point of the matter is, once that rumor spreads, even though it's hard to believe, you've never shown that you would ever be on drugs, you've always been responsible, always been productive, always at work at time, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Once you hear that, it kind of sets.
The
you know what I'm saying?
What's your point in regards to what I was saying?
I guess I'm saying you can plant a seed of doubt in your kid's head if the parent comes at him wrong, because they have no reason to doubt their mom. And that's the thing about parents. You have so much power over your kids' emotions and feelings. You can set doubt into your kids.
I listen, and we don't got to sit on this. I just disagree.
Yeah.
My mom, when I was a kid, even though I gravitated when I spent more time with her than my dad, she couldn't have came in and said, yo, your dad's a drug addict, or your dad's this, or he ain't shit. I'd be like, That's not my experience with my dad. My experience is my dad's been here my whole life. He take care of me. He hold me accountable for shit. So as much as I fuck with my mom, she couldn't have told me no bad shit about my dad because I ain't had no bad experience with my dad.
You believe what you
know
see.
What I'm saying?
Close
the door.
Some of the acts of insubordination would be like a delayed execution of a task. You know, you ask someone to do something and I'll get to it. And they do that shit a week later. You know what I'm saying?
Can they just be lazy though?
No, motherfucker, they do it on purpose. They knew the importance.
No, because I do that, and I don't do it on. Like, I really don't feel like doing it at that time. Like, honestly, I want to do it on my time schedule.
And I'm not saying that there aren't forgetful and lazy people, irresponsible motherfuckers that you just apparently classified yourself with. I am saying there are motherfuckers who intentionally.
If you do it every time, D,
intentionally don't do it. And you didn't forget. How often
do you do it?
You had time, and you said, you know what, fuck that, I'm going to get to it.
I'm going to answer the question. My thing is, if somebody asks you to do something 5 times, and every time they ask you to do something, you don't want to do it when they tell you to do it, are you being difficult, or are you just saying like, nah? Like, my thing is this. If it's like, hey, can you do this? Can you run to the store and get this? All right, I go in the next 2-3 hours, I go get it.
Yeah.
And I want you to go now. I'm not fucking going there.
Yeah.
I'm doing you a favor, motherfucker. I'm gonna go when I feel like going.
Yeah.
So my thing is, if you get a problem with me because I don't want to do the favor I'm doing for you when you want me to do the favor,
something different.
Then I'm like, man, fuck it, do it yourself.
Yeah, that's something different.
I mean? But so that's my thing. Like
I guess I'm speaking more from the perspective of. You know, we got into an argument or whatever. I asked you to go to the store.
You see what's some spiteful shit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And that's what passive aggressive shit comes down to. It's intentional. Sure. Yeah. You knew we got into an argument, so instead of you doing what you said you were going to do, you the
reason behind the action, right? The reason behind that is you trying to be fucking difficult.
Exactly.
Right, I feel you.
Exactly. To me, the worst fucking way to be passive aggressive, and I know this one, like, oh my god,
at the back of your hand.
Dog, fuck you, ho.
You be smacking.
You know what I'm saying? No, I understand.
I heard back of your hand, and I heard fuck you, ho.
Like I know, like the back of my hand, because I know the back of my hand. Then I said fuck you, ho. 2 separate statements.
Do you really though?
You know
do motherfuckers really know the back of their hand?
Yeah, nigga. If something pop up on that hand, I would hope.
I know the front of my hand better than the back of my hand.
Oh, I bet you do.
That seems like for a different reason.
First of all, that's closed hand, motherfuckers. That's closed hand. I'm talking about.
But I don't know. Honestly, I don't know if anybody opening their hands up and looking like that. But being that it's your body, I'd imagine, motherfucker, anything that pop up on it, you would know.
That's very true.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but to me, the worst one is silent treatment. And you know women are good for that silent treatment shit.
I'm good at that shit too.
You good at it too?
Oh, yeah.
So you got passive aggressive.
Let me just tell you, that drives me insane.
I hate that shit.
Insane in the membrane.
It can legitimately force me to jump on you and choke you out.
I hate it, dog. I hate it.
That's the second violent act against women, dog. You perpetrated on this call, dog. We are distancing us. We gonna talk to him.
Sorry, guys.
Please,
we gonna get him in the program.
I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah.
But no, for real though. If anything frustrated me more, it's the silent treatment. It's the malice. It's the pretending like I'm not there shit. You know, especially if you're in the room with them. Oh my God. I know this one so well. You're in the room with them and maybe something's on TV and you ask a question like, hey, what'd they just say? And the motherfucker don't say nothing. And then you got to come all the way over there and you say, dang, I know you heard me.
Bitch, you heard me.
And she'd be like, no, I didn't hear you. Fuck you, ho, you know you heard me, bitch. I was talking like this over there, bitch.
Hey,
fuck out of here.
Listen, let me tell you something. The silent treatment is a very useful tool. Let me tell you something.
Oh my God, I hate
First of all, let me tell you something. And this is when I do the silent treatment. It's not even the silent treatment. It's just I don't engage with you. I'm not completely silent. If you said like, hey, such and such with my kids or such and such shit, I'm like, nah. Like I'll answer.
Answers.
Yeah, I'll answer you, but I'm not engaging with you because my thing is, and I'll say this, and when I argue, I go, look, this is going to turn into an argument, and you don't want the results of what's going to happen from this argument.
See, in that case, I think you're protecting her.
I am because it's going to happen. So shut the fuck up.
If you know that you're one that has that snappability. You know what I'm saying?
That's my warning.
Then at the end of the day, it's best for you to withdraw and not engage. And if that means just literally sewing your mouth shut and walking away,
that is passive aggressive.
Got too many TVs in his house.
I can't call that passive aggressive. You're trying to save lives.
It's like they won't talk to you, so it's basically not engaging.
Once again, it's the intent behind the action.
Exactly. Yeah. So imagine this. Oh my God, and I've been through this shit too. You in the middle of a deep conversation about what the fuck ever in your relationship, and the bitch look at her phone. A message came through at 10:30 p.m. That was so important, nigga. That she had to check her phone in that moment. That's passive aggression. To me, not engaging and hitting them with the no. Okay. Oh, you know that shit fucking with her. You know she wants a complete sentence.
Yeah. But this is my question though. My thing is that so what you want? Do you want this full blown fucking argument, or do you want one word answers until we get over this shit? Because here's the deal, and that's my thing. Look, this is about to blow up. Okay. So we need to stop arguing about it. No, we don't just stop when you want to. Okay, listen to me.
That's fair, though.
Yeah, but listen. Look, it's fair. But if you want to fight, you got to deal with the goddamn consequences of the fight.
Yeah,
so when I say this, what you want to do? Okay, so I'm about to. You ain't yelling or doing that shit louder than me. So I'm about to blow some fucking fire.
Yeah.
And then I'm not fucking with you. And then I'm gonna tell you how inevitably it ends. Are you still doing this?
Yeah.
Are you still mad? Seriously? Oh no! So now because now you want to be cool because this consequence is fucking real.
Yeah.
Now you want to talk.
And you know what's so funny about perspective? I know the other side of that. So I know the other side to where a nigga blow up and then I still get the silent treatment. So another day or so go by, I'm like, God damn, bitch, you really still not talking to me about that shit?
You didn't blow up right.
Like, even if you blow up, I still don't believe
you blew up like a grenade. You didn't do Hiroshima.
You didn't come through like a wrecking ball.
You didn't. Dog, she had to be concerned that you were gonna go crazy.
Personalities make a difference too.
Yeah.
The personality of the man, personality of the woman, all that stuff. We're talking generalities, but those things. If you're a weak ass dude or middle of the pack dude or strong dude, that results may differ.
And I definitely think it depends on the woman and your relationship because depending on the dynamic of that relationship also determines how you approach this person. You know what I mean? Right. So I'm gonna check a bitch and it's easier for me to do any old hoe versus if it was my wife versus if it was my sister or my mom, et cetera, et cetera. So I think all of that comes into play.
You know what's another one that really ticks me off is like when you having a real serious conversation, D, and you expressing your feelings and you're upset and she laughs.
Yeah.
Man. And she
basically calls you.
No, like for real, she just be like, or smiles.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be a laugh. Just be like,
is she laughing right now, nigga? That's the funny part.
Dog, and you know what? That shit ticks me. And I know that some
she
people...
She disrespecting you, dog. She's called you a bitch.
And I know that there's some people, honestly, that when they get nervous, that they either smile or they have a nervous laugh.
Why you doing that bullshit? That's you sharing some sensitive shit about the fuck is going on with you, and they fucking smile. This is goddamn inappropriate. And as an adult, learn how to fucking control yourself.
It's a real condition, though, dog.
What the fuck?
My daughter.
Goddamn name.
My daughter.
Give me the name.
I know. I need to know. My daughter says she's the same way in that when people are very serious and talking to her, it makes her laugh. Now,
life gonna be hard,
and I told her this. And when I whooped that ass, she wasn't laughing. So my point of the matter is,
it get real.
Exactly, it can get real, and it's easy to laugh when shit is simple. And I have definitely been in that same experience where I'm telling you how I feel, and she'll even, nigga, that really bothered you. Like, oh, nigga, that really that's why we're talking about, like, fuck you, ho. We was talking about bullshit last week when it was your feelings. Right. So it's funny how people handle other people's feelings. That's what it comes down to.
Okay, so the technical term is called PBA, or pseudo-bublar. I mean,
that shit sounds
no,
fake,
I'm telling you, and it typically occurs to people who have certain neurological conditions.
So crazy bitches get a pass.
Yeah,
that was what I'm saying.
So, but that's
if the bitch schizophrenic, we understand.
Yeah, but that's uncontrollable laughter. But there is such thing as nervous laughter, and that just happens, and it's a little less in expression. But it happens when they're alarmed or embarrassed or there's discomfort or there's confusion.
I need a doctor's note.
It's not about what we think it's about.
I need a doctor's
note. Matter to me.
Listen, I'm not trying to write some doctor's note for them to get off on this shit.
So what you saying, dog?
So you gotta be okay then.
Like, I'm not good with it, dog. The first question is, what you laughing at?
And they're going to laugh again, right?
And if they laugh again...
I've never experienced that. I couldn't be in that relationship.
If they laugh again, dog, I'd be like, oh, so you don't... I'm done with this shit.
And you're dead serious. So it's one thing if you're laughing and smiling like, oh, you're going to laugh. But if you say, and you're laughing, and that bitch laugh again, anything that happened after that should be,
That's potential blackout.
I'm just trying to tell you, man. Nigga lose that shit right there. Because that's very disrespectful to a man. And the one thing I find... To be the truth is that women are far more emotionally selfish than men, and what they want is not always what they give, and they have that expectation, that sense of entitlement, they're supposed to get it while we're supposed to be okay without it, and if and when we do get it, it's supposed to be a blessing.
But you know what though, I think you're absolutely right, and I think that's part of our fucking society, is that when the most important thing is how the woman feels about stuff.
Happy wife, happy life.
Yeah, the wedding, the fucking birth of the baby, all that shit, man.
Everything.
Like that shit is about
geared towards
you a nigga along for the ride. But the thing is this: we get perks too. men get perks too. Do you know what I'm saying? So like, you can't be like, oh,
Name
man,
them because I just
Can
want
I
to know.
get
So
one?
I can,
Right now, I'm
come on.
feeling
The only reason I'm asking because I just want to take a list down so that I can.
Are we gonna do the thing that most men don't make more than most women? That's a fact.
That's a fact.
That's a fact. That's one. The second thing is, dog, we don't bleed. We ain't having these hormonal things. We bigger. We stronger. We faster. We lose weight easier. We keep weight off easier.
Yeah.
You know, we name more.
No,
like
I think you
know what I'm saying?
I feel better.
Like they're more likely to get raped. You know, shit like that.
I feel better.
And I wouldn't mind getting raped.
Me neither.
Not to,
It depends.
Whoa, I want no part of this. This is deep. This is
Yeah,
King
I don't
Biz.
wanna-
I want no
You
part of
don't,
it.
you don't want no brother to do with
I know.
that.
Nah, dog.
So what we
Well,
talking
in that
about, y'all?
case, then, yeah, I take it all back. And I was never trying to, minimize or talk about that rape in that light, but yeah, I mean, I like an aggressive woman. So,
No, I understand that.
I
But
just want to clarify that.
But
for the
now that you
listeners.
put that out there, D, I appreciate you. I feel better about myself.
No, we definitely do have some perks. Even the double standard of fucking multiple people and not being classified as a
Did a whole
whore, but
podcast
actually,
Nigga fucked 20, 30
Yeah.
bitches. He, you know what I'm saying? He was out there. He was
Fucking
doing his thing. Bitch fucked 15 niggas. They're like, fast ass hoe.
man, my God, that bitch gonna die.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
That'd be the best for you though.
You ain't lying.
Niggas think they don't want that. That's what you want.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you do.
That's what you want.
To wrap this up, I think we got to drop some tips on how to handle passive aggressive people. And the first things that comes to mind to me is hold those motherfuckers accountable.
Straight the fuck up.
You know what I mean? Like,
How we do that, though?
You think confronting them? Like yo, what's the problem?
Yeah, you gotta confront them and confront the issue entirely.
Yeah.
And basically, anything they say they're gonna do, hold them to that. And if they don't, there has to be some type of consequence. And that means you may have to leave a bitch you love to show that bitch that you will not take no bullshit because you don't fucking deserve it. If you think there are good niggas out there all like that, it's just gonna be easy for you to get. Well, go ahead,
You get fucked. You definitely
Go
get fucked.
ahead,
You'll
ho.
definitely get fucked, but
I assure you, that nigga's gonna put his shit on when he's done and he's gonna leave. And yeah, you're gonna say it's all good because you feel free too, right? 3 weeks to 3 months later, you're gonna be feeling like a whore because ain't no nigga trying to stick around beyond sliding into that pussy. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
And that's all I'm saying. So if that lifestyle's okay with you, continue to be passive aggressive. Good luck. You know what I'm saying? But
Hello.
another thing to do is put your needs first.
Put your knees first.
Put your knees.
Not trying to
knees.
bend the hoe over?
No.
Oh, okay.
not your knees.
That's a dance. Put your needs first. But
Hey.
you know what I'm saying? Put your needs first.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Because what will the other person do? Prioritize theirs.
It's no different than any type of abuse, man. You allow a situation to continue unchecked. They feel as if it's okay. It's as simple as that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it comes first. So the second you start putting your needs first, oh, they don't even know how to act.
I do gotta say this
They
though.
don't even know how to act.
I got to give this disclaimer because I think people, we've all been there. Yo, love is a crazy thing.
Yeah,
so
it
we got to give a disclaimer by saying we're speaking about this from a very rational, sane perspective.
Yeah.
But the thing about love is it's not always rational. It's not always sane, right? It's irrational by nature. And so all the stuff that we're saying is what you should do and how you should behave in a relationship. But when you love a motherfucker,
Oh man.
you love
it's,
a motherfucker.
It's
Yeah.
very difficult to be logical.
That's gonna allow you to, like I always call it a video game, man. When you're in love with someone, man, it's like having a cheat code. You're gonna have 100 lives,
Right.
And that's fine though. But let me just tell you, this goes for ladies and for the men. Dog, you can teach a chick and you can teach a nigga how to love you, how to treat you. Teach them how to treat you.
They gotta want to learn.
Should you
though.
have to?
I mean,
You do because
To love you?
will teach you how you need to be
How you
loved.
need to be
Because
loved,
one
yeah.
thing I found out through my experiences is that someone can love you, but just because they don't love you the way you want them to
doesn't
doesn't
work.
mean they don't
That's
love you.
fair. That's
So
fair.
they love you still. It's
Right.
just not the way they're giving it isn't the way you receive
But you-
it.
Your love language might be different.
Exactly.
but you have to show them and or
Exactly.
teach them.
So if you love that person too, you got to teach them.
How many chances they get to pass?
That's what I'm saying. The question is, nigga, how many chances do you get? How long do you go without, ignoring
You got to feel that part out.
ignoring that piece? Because, at the end of the day, man, you're going to get a failing grade on that shit.
And do they want to learn? Because if they don't want to learn, let's be honest, you can't teach a motherfucker who don't want to learn.
Yeah, that's true. And that doesn't mean just being the headmaster, headquarters, headmistress. It means head can't be the solution for everything. Okay.
Yeah. Don't switch up.
And-
Even when
and-
you were to get that person, and keep that same. We always say everybody keep niggas when they mad. Keep that same energy, homeboy. But for real talk, keep that same energy that attracted you to that person, had that person attracted to you, and the things that made those first 2, 3, 5, 6 months of your relationship so wonderful. Do those things again. It's in you because you did it, right? You got to give a fuck though. You got to give a fuck, and if you don't give a fuck, then watch the other person.
And don't play the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, to the passive aggressive people, that shit come off like a game to them. The way they fucking with you, and they'll be passive aggressive and ignore your needs and malice you, and then that same night they want to suck your dick. Nah, don't take that head. That head is coming with a lot of bullshit. I know it's hard to say no.
Because basically they just rolled over the actual.
They
issue.
never apologized. They never confronted it. So rather than actually confronting their feelings like an adult, they're gonna throw sex at it.
Right.
And because we are simple fucking creatures, us men, we tend to take it, dog.
No, I agree, but there are some more emotional men like myself that would be like
Have a conversation and shit.
I know, I just don't. I'll be. It's easy for me to just like, nah, I'm good.
And I think when you get older as a man, you become more.
You're not so hormone crazy.
Yeah,
you can make rational decisions in the midst of that shit.
You're not controlled by those urges. So, but even then, because again, you're so familiar with this person, and you like to believe their intention is good, even though they fucking mistreat you. So it's like it's hard not to fall into that trap, and you take that head, and 2-3 weeks go by, and you're like, you know what, that motherfucker never even addressed my concerns. And if you were to bring it up now, they like, seriously, you talking about this shit again? And that shit comes back to that same cycle, all because you never confronted the issue and you played that fucking game.
Agreed.
You know
So passive aggressive people got to heed that warning. When someone comes to you about this shit, actually take the shit seriously.
Yeah.
I mean, and especially men don't really just talk about a whole bunch of shit. We don't talk about feelings. We don't even like to talk about real feelings anyway. So if we come to you, dog, it must be a serious situation.
That's real.
Serious.
That's real. Most men aren't gonna open up.
They're not over communicating
unless it's to him. So if you treat it as less than, I mean, fuck you, ho. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm gonna say. The main thing to do in these situations is just to not let it get under your skin. And I think you have to have a tough layer of skin. I know it's sometimes easier said than done, but you're giving them what they want when you fall victim to it.
When you engage into it.
So it'd be better to be like,
you're flaming the fire, bro. You putting kerosene on an open flame.
Yeah. So she throws that shit at you. Oh yeah, that's what I wouldn't do. And yeah, you're right. I wouldn't do that. And you feed right into that shit and fuck her up. I think, you know what I mean? It's gonna work better to your situation, and maybe you don't even need to be with this hoe. But I know for a fact you can't let it get under your skin. You can't engage. You just got to confront the real issue and move on. You know what I'm saying?
Agreed.
So, hey.
That's what it is. But
I hate all you passive aggressive hoes, FYI, if that's the way you communicate.
And if brothers doing it too, man, trust me, man.
I just don't know one nigga who rolls in a passive aggressive way.
It's not our normal stance. But I'm trying to figure out.
Was he raised by his mama?
It's
a lot of niggas out there like that.
But we have to also think, man, why are women passive aggressive? Is it because they didn't have that voice throughout history in the same way, so they had to come about it a certain different way?
You want to get deep in shit.
No, I'm just saying they had to come about it a certain different way. They didn't have the same rights.
They don't want to.
They weren't allowed to speak up, so they've always had to find a subtle way to be heard.
They had to find a secondary avenue to make sure that.
I would like to believe that this subtle approach is why domestic violence was so prevalent.
Listen, I don't disagree with you. I think it's evolved into a monster in today's society. But it came from a place, I guarantee you, where a woman didn't have a voice, so she had to flex what little power she had. Yeah. And if it was manipulation in any way, shape, or form, just to get that man to engage and listen to her, she did it.
Yeah.
That's
real.
We would definitely want to do a segment. We just gonna talk about...
Is that somebody hitting a tin can? What is that?
No, that's popcorn, bro. We about to talk about what's popping current events.
That's that microwave popcorn. That's not that real popcorn.
Get free.
That shit pop every 3 seconds. Pop.
Yeah.
Pop.
Kernel corn is the best corn. Popcorn.
But let's talk about current events.
Current events. I got a current event. My hands up, teacher.
Talk to me, D.
Yeah, man. So check this out. I don't know if you heard about this, but our man, King of the South himself, Trouble Man, T.I. Tip,
Rubber Band Man
Harris, out here, man. Got a beautiful 18-year-old daughter, Deja Harris. not the point of this story. The point is
But
that
yet you made it.
he has indicated that starting at age 16, he would attend yearly gynecological visits with his daughter, and would instruct her to give instruction to the physician that she is able to talk about, and he is able to talk about any and everything regarding her sexual health.
And share the results.
Yeah.
And share the results.
Essentially, y'all, he was trying to make sure her
having
hymen was still intact.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Which is crazy. What y'all feel about that?
Well,
y'all all got daughters.
The funny thing is that he was talking to a couple of hosts, and they were basically saying the hymen can be ruptured in many different formats.
Yeah.
He was talking about bike riding, horseback riding.
She never did any of that.
He was like,
That's what
she don't do that. She don't do that.
Yeah,
and she don't do that.
anything.
So tell me what's good, right? You know what I'm saying?
I honestly don't think he took it too far. Man, for all the shit men get for not being active in their kids' lives,
Talk.
to have a man that says, just because I have a daughter, I shouldn't be any less active as if it were my son at the doctor at that age. So why can't I be there and be concerned about her virginity and her health and shit?
Listen, so I definitely think that's exactly right what you said, Jeezy. What I would say, though, is that there's also another side. If you're trying to... We don't know the context of this, right? So why did Tia start doing this at 16 and not 15, right? My question is, maybe this was a catalyst or some scare tactic. Look, let me tell you something. If you're a young lady and you know every year your dad is going to your regular visit, and he is going to be able to hear any and everything that the doctor has to share with you, and your checkup and everything's going well, are you a little more apprehensive about letting niggas get the guts?
You probably sucking more dick that year.
Or plausibly giving up the asshole.
Man, that's tough.
And it happens.
I heard though that was real shit in high school though, that head and anal are the things so they can say they're virgins.
You ain't getting pussy intact.
Yeah.
Felt weird saying that, but
nah, man. I mean, I totally get it. That shit hurt.
I think
Shit hurt.
I think the other side of it that people are saying is just like the feeling like he may be forcing her just based off his parental power to say yes. So she probably doesn't even have a choice in the matter.
She can say no.
She may have that perception that she has no choice in the matter.
But if she says no, so who you fucking is my next question. So and that's the fact of anything. And as a man who has been asked by a woman, let me see your phone. And man, and listen, ladies, any man who's been asked this question, he don't like that shit. His heart dropped to his toe. He could be doing nothing, but that request
feels like you'll find something that's so insignificant,
and you'll make it something. And let's be real, y'all are good at that shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same approach here. Asking and her saying no would be like her admitting to it. So I can't imagine his daughter saying no, knowing he's probably being taken care of financially. Yeah. She probably driving something fresh, money in the pocket. He's financing her life.
That's what I'm saying.
So she has to hold her
from high school. I think he paying for her. She going to some really good school.
Exactly.
He paying for her.
But that's what I'm saying though. She might not want to.
She's not staying on campus either, guys. She got her apartment.
She's probably pushing her Benz and all that. So in her mind, this is what I have to do to keep what's going on. And whatever motivates you to not get a pussy freely, ladies, by all means.
He's robbing her college experience in the future. I tell you that.
I don't think so. I think Tip gonna let her be herself.
When do you think he's gonna stop visiting?
I think if she goes to college. Remember, I think this was a high school thing. Listen, once your daughter 18, 19, 20 years old,
let me tell you something. I got a daughter. She's pretty, and I'm sure your daughter's fucking somebody. Like you fuck other people's daughters. Yeah. Somebody gonna fuck your daughter, and probably more than a couple dudes, guys.
God damn, man, what's wrong with you? Why are you doing that? You know a lot.
The likelihood is that
and you don't even know
why are you doing
who your daughter is sexually, and
you don't. She could be a whore,
and you obviously never want to know. But you don't know if she's one of those empowered women that she gonna jump dick to dick and safely. Now we're coming, but
isn't that better? Isn't that better than her being like, I'm fucking niggas, so he'll love me? I'd rather the opposite.
I would take my daughter being empowered and wanting the dick versus her fucking him just so she can keep him, or doing it for him or just because he's ready. Yeah, you definitely don't want that either. Right. Or all her friends have done it except her.
Right.
So I'd rather her be like, "No, Dad, I fucking like him, so I fucked him," and
I'm gonna do it again. I like it.
And then, when I hang up, I'm crying. Yeah, you know what I mean?
It's coming to dinner.
Yeah.
Oh, let me
You gotta shake that man's hand, and he eating a piece of your chicken.
Oh, fuck
off
that.
the table.
See, fuck that. I'm not doing
Imagine
that.
the first time you're at dinner,
I'm not
though,
doing that,
and
no.
she was like, I'm about to get something to drink. You want something, babe? He was like, yeah, babe. Babe? No, that shit, that fuck. Oh, you just baying all that
She
shit.
bring her back an orange soda, too.
Oh, my God. Or you go to the kitchen for something to drink, and they in the middle of the hallway just making out a little bit. Man, fuck you, dude. No, you know, every one of us have done that.
No, but you
in
know,
our girls.
You look
Come
like
on.
you look like the nigga that let that ride though.
Nah, nigga, you joking? I was the nigga doing it, nigga. So I'm turning every corner looking for that shit.
Yeah.
They was
Don't
going
matter.
longer than 60
Listen,
seconds. Man, somebody go check on
If he's
these
smart,
niggas.
he'll chill in your house when he around
He
you because
should.
he gonna beat the brakes off when they leave.
Yeah, he'll.
After he ate all your food and drank your liquor and smoked your
He's
weed.
gonna eat all her food
Hey.
and drink her liquor.
You have a daughter too.
Oh
Yeah, you
shit! But
do.
my daughter looks square though. She gonna be
He's
alright.
so stupid.
Dog, and you know the
There's
worst
a lot
part?
of square bitches getting fucked out
Getting
here.
fucked the shit out of. Are you kidding me?
Hey, don't do me like
Oh,
that.
I seen a big bitch today, so goddamn big with old slim nigga. I said, hey, he fucking her fat ass.
He fucking through other people too, but he
I mean, by necessity. But
Yeah.
my point of the matter is, everybody out here getting fucked, and for a woman, they can get sex anywhere.
Oh.
They can go to the gas station and get some dick.
Oh
Yeah.
my god!
You know
They
what I'm saying?
can, they can walk out
20
their
on
house.
pump 2 and dick.
They can walk out in
They
the
can walk to a
morning.
nigga that live in the neighborhood and be like,
Yeah,
"Hey,
exactly, and just start pointing.
Knock 3 doors down and say, hey, I was just wondering if I can come in and you can fuck him.
Yeah. It's
he's-
easy.
He's gonna be like, sometimes this
No,
can't
why-
be that easy.
it's so- it's such
he's
a
gonna
shame.
want to. He may say no because he's scared.
He won't.
It's
He
such
won't.
a shame that we can't do that though. You know, as a man,
It wouldn't work out right.
though?
It wouldn't be right
I know.
if we could, because we would fuck
Everything.
everything, dog. And if we could do it that way,
But we're making it sound as if all women are just so cognizant and protective of their pussy.
no,
I
dog.
think more are than men.
More
are there.
exactly.
Yeah, I guess
and
you're right.
every once in a while, every man has met that good old hoe that everything was easy and
But you know what? She broken, though. There's a
yeah,
reason
she
she's
broke
that
it.
way.
Yeah, and
Something
she loved
happened
it.
to her.
But you know she a hoe. You know what I mean? So
It's
every
so
man
crazy
seen
that a man who does that, he ain't broken.
Nah, it's in our nature, though.
Yeah, it's in our nature, and some of them niggas is broken, believe it or
Yeah,
not.
yeah.
But it is more in our nature to want to spread that seed.
But that girl, let me tell you something. Them ho-hos, I'm not talking about a girl who got shit together. She like to have sex. I'm talking about them ho-hos getting trains run over
Yeah.
and sucking niggas off in parking lots, shit like that. Like, their self-esteem is like at the bottom.
And the funny thing is, some of them have no issues. They were raised with both parents.
But for some reason, I
in the
still feel
church.
like they feel that
something
way.
took them to want to be that porn star. And I've seen many a porn star interview. You know,
Yeah.
healthy obsession here, and
A lot of them got good point, good families.
No, good regular
Doctors,
families.
dads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Parents don't know shit, and they would disown them if they did, and they out here fucking sucking anything. So some women
maybe.
just love the dick.
And it may just being rebellious and stuff like that.
Yeah, you would love to marry a hoe. But then, even once you marry that hoe, she gonna be like every other good woman. And she gonna
Change.
stop giving you that pussy too. You know the worst part too, you marry, you know you was old slut bitch, but now you over here, you know what I'm saying? Nigga ain't seen the pussy in 2 weeks.
There's like
Yeah,
ladies,
you-
listen,
yeah.
there's niggas that got married to their girl and they know she was out here fucking and
Oh,
sucking,
yeah.
right? And they was like, well, look, at least I'm getting on fucking second,
Yeah.
and she changed. So he's like, not only was you a hoe before I got with you, but now you want to be square?
Yeah.
I didn't marry you knowing you fucked my 3 best friends for you to stop fucking me too.
Yeah.
Man, it's tough.
Especially if they love women too.
Fucking Tank. I read an
Oh,
article
yeah, that's what I wanted to
that
talk
this
about,
motherfucker said that
If you
the
suck 2
only
dicks.
way you have to suck at least 2 dicks
No,
to
he said
know.
3. He said,
Dang, 3's a lot.
He
He
said
said
3.
He
I
said
thought it
if
was
you suck a
2.
dick one time, you may be like, I don't know. You do it again. He's like, and that third time, you say this not for me. You not gay. Because if you was gay, it would be for you. Is what his point was.
But 3 times?
Dog, 3 is 3 too much a little
So I can
bit.
nigga had
dog.
experience.
No, I definitely agree. And once is far too much. Because the thought that you want to do it.
Let me just tell you, it has to be as simple as this. If I think porn is a very good compass to deciding whether you're
Yeah.
gonna be gay or not, dog, do it in the confines of that, dog. If you're attracted to seeing 2 niggas suck dick, I mean for real, and it does something for you, then venture into testing out Tank's theory, okay? But
Don't do that,
if it
dog.
don't do nothing for you, don't be an advocate trying to tell other young black men, just young men in general, go out there, suck a dick, and see what happens.
Well, I can take that. Listen, let me tell you something. If you out here sucking dick, because Tank said on the
the
lip
good
service
stuff.
or the Breakfast Club, you was already gonna suck dick.
You wanted to. You just need a nigga to give you.
You want to be
head.
like, well, Tank said.
Yeah.
So there's another nigga in the boat
But
with
you know, it's a lot of straight people who don't realize they're open to that homosexuality, and it happens more often with women. You know, straight women, or I should say, lesbian women coming on to straight women, and bringing them in, because a lot of women find women attractive in general.
that's natural.
So it's
But a lot of these
easier
hoes
for
be
it to
looking at
happen.
bitches that look like men too. That shocks me.
I
bro.
know too, and that one never makes sense to me. But when I see two attractive women, I can see why that hoe
Yeah, it's
fell
different
into
than a man.
her, and she kind of ran a game on, was all seductive. And I'd imagine a bitch can eat your pussy way better than any nigga.
1,000.
I mean,
She
if
knows
she has
you.
the same parts,
She really
You know
knows
what
you
I'm
like the back
saying?
of your
So,
hand. Like,
at least she should. So I could see how it's happening. But gay men have said the same thing. Like, there's a lot of men that you can bring in, that you can kind of slide on. They've been straight their whole lives, and they fuck them. I know a gay guy who says that shit all the time. He fucks straight men all the time.
but see, that shit
They're
don't
not
make
straight,
any
though. They're
sense
not
to
straight,
me.
though.
They're not straight.
Well, they've been living their life straight.
Unless,
Well, that's a facade though. Nigga try to fuck you right now.
Yeah, it's
You didn't
exactly.
got to tell me. I mean, I might punch that nigga in the
That
what I'm
means,
telling you.
That means they grew up
Yeah.
vicarious, dog, in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
They just teeter-tottering on the line, and they made a decision to do what maybe society feels like they should be doing, so they fuck with women. But the first man that come on to them, they go ahead and give him a chance. Dog, that's because he's much more fluid than a person.
You ever been hit on by a man?
One time?
I've
bro.
been hit on by a man, and it didn't even upset me as much as I thought
Oh,
it
I was
would.
disturbed.
I was
got in a fight.
uncomfortable because obviously I'm straight, but as it was happening afterwards, I was like, man, the nigga shot his shot. I mean, we've all been there. You know what I'm saying? Like, as a man, we're constantly on the, shooting shots, hoping for the best. So it was kind of just a hit or miss thing for him.
Jay-Z,
You know what I'm
I
saying?
remember mine. I was working at Walgreens, and I was working down the aisle, putting up a reset on or a planogram up, and this white dude came, and it wasn't like it was disrespectful, bro, but it's so uncomfortable because you've never experienced it.
You had a white nigga try you too. That's extra gay.
I know. He came to me and he was like, you're an attractive man. And I was like, and then he was like, I'm a pilot and I would love to fly you anywhere. And I was like,
He's talking you like a hoe.
dog,
Jesus Christ.
Dog,
you want
he
these
tried.
free flights, you gonna suck this dick, nigga.
Oh yeah, that was his plan though. His plan was like, I'm gonna take you on 2 trips, dog, and then I know I'm getting there.
Oh, God.
But
damn.
I remember I went back to the back of the stock room, dog, put my back against the wall, started breathing like,
Man, that's tough.
and then I picked up the phone and said, hey, listen, one of y'all help. There's an older gentleman on aisle 6, dog. One of y'all help him, all right?
That's
I'm gonna
tough.
be back here for a while.
That's tough. That's happened. Listen, when I was in DC, I remember being I was right to college, so testosterone was on full high. And I was in a club in DC, man. DC is the home of gay niggas, right? But like white gay niggas. And I'm going to this club, and white gay niggas. Yeah, niggas can be white too, y'all. So I ended up going to this club, and it was a cool club, but it was mixed men and women there. And this dude, black dude, man, tried me. And I said, yo, excuse me? He said, he said some other shit to me that just came off extremely gay.
Yeah.
And I punched him in the face.
God
and,
dang.
Yeah,
You're a homophobe.
Listen. And I'm not homophobic.
You were
at all.
then.
No, because I was friends with gay niggas then.
But
so
if he didn't disrespect you or touch you,
yeah, you're not letting me finish the
Okay,
goddamn
my
story,
bad,
all
go
right?
ahead.
He grabbed his dick.
I don't, no, definitely
shit,
don't.
that traumatized me, dog.
Nah, it would have traumatized me.
I'll be feeling that forever, like a man's hand on my dick. That shit is mentally, I'll never forget that.
I just didn't like his approach. I thought it was disrespectful. I don't like it anyway, but I didn't like his approach. So anyway, I'm not recommending anybody do that because I got banned from a club that's really cool and I wish I could go back. but no, honestly,
There's no way for him to know, so I get that. You look far as fuck from gay to me, but I mean, again, you gotta shoot your shot. You never know. I have a female friend, and she has a gay best friend, and she said this nigga is huge, 6'4", buff in the gym every day, rugged beard, looks, doesn't dress gay in no way like flaming like a man's man, and he loves men. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I do think that. It would have been unfair to judge you and say,
tell.
yeah, there's no way you're not gay.
None
Like,
of that
no.
matters to me. I don't give a fuck what you think, right? But I'm gonna respond a certain way. And it's just, listen, man. Like, if you're gonna run up on somebody like that, you got to be sure. And it's like it's nothing different than men do with women. If you're gonna run up on a woman, you about to approach a woman, you got to do your due diligence beforehand and see if you feel like this is something you should be open to.
Not in
like,
the
you know
club.
what I'm saying?
You can't do much due diligence in the club, though.
I mean,
Yes, you know what I'm saying?
as long as you're not disrespectful and grabby, to me, that's where it
better.
comes. Just like a woman will slap a man if she's either or. A man should be able to understand that a man may feel the same way. I mean,
Y'all
that's
y'all
what
are
it
more
is.
involved than me.
That's what it is, bro.
And to be fair, I wasn't always like this. I used to have your mindset like
Same
if
here.
a nigga comes,
I also said it in my
me,
20s, nigga.
We
Yeah.
grew up like
I agree.
we grew up more in that stance. You know what I'm saying? You know, Jamaicans, and you know how them feel about all that situation. So but you kind of have to evolve the thought process only because this is the society you live in. That's all it is.
I think that's.
So you got to be more inclusive. I mean,
don't. Nigga.
Just because they ain't my cup of tea don't mean I gotta fuck with them though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
that's all that is. It's as simple as that.
I don't think this
gotta be mad at it.
But because society changes doesn't mean. I think we do this, man. We do all this kumbaya shit. Just because society changes doesn't mean I gotta be cool with the changes, right? I gotta be cool with them to a certain extent. But my point is, if I don't believe in something, whatever it is, that's why I don't care about white racist people. I don't give two. Let white racist people stay racist, y'all. The world is moving forward. Eventually, they asses won't make any. They won't make a dent. So I don't worry about shit like that. If I don't like some shit, let me not like it.
Gay boys is thinking the same thing about people who are just overly aggressive about that shit too.
As they should.
So,
They shouldn't give a fuck what I think. Fuck gay niggas and you'll be fine.
Yeah, that's just what it is, though, man. But hey, I want to let y'all know, man. We appreciate y'all. Find us everywhere: Instagram, Facebook. We are on every podcast platform. Apple,
Share.
Google.
And I'd
Tell
also
your friends.
like
Yeah,
to say
comment.
I like girls who like girls.
Do you really?
So,
Oh, I've
That
always
don't do nothing for me.
that
either.
does everything.
I like
for me.
girls who like this dick. That's what
No, I like them if they love both.
You like to sit. So you would like to sit there, like having two women with like that's a fantasy.
I don't want to be in between them. I just want to watch and smoke a cigar.
I don't even like watching lesbian porn.
no, I want to hit them both.
I don't mind.
Yeah,
I want to hit them both.
I know you want to be involved. I just like to chill.
Yeah,
I'm all
I wanna hit 'em both.
about the optics. I like the visuals.
you want your balls heavy and your eyes satisfied, nigga.
Yeah, that shit there. That sounds like a lot of frustration.
You get that.
Yeah. But you gonna obviously fuck your girl after that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So that's not something,
Yeah.
that's just a tease.
I'm just
Are you gonna be able to
man.
watch that shit for 30, 45 minutes, an hour, and then take your turn?
I mean, why should it take that long though?
Yeah, it might.
I mean, it should take about.
Other bitch can't take her time with
Should
it.
take 20 to 30.
I don't know. I can wait 20, 30.
Nah.
As soon as I see that shit, my dick, I'm like, fuck this.
But then you can hit her and then let the other bitch eat your cum out.
Yeah, that'd be tight.
Oh, that's disgusting.
No, that's not.
But I'm so intrigued.
Yo, I'm afraid. I hate fluids, bodily fluids. Nigga, embrace
I've
bodily
actually
fluids.
gotten better with it though, man.
Yeah, man,
Like,
bust on that whole
like
face.
instead of getting up 1 second after we have sex,
You
like
rubbing your elbows
I
now?
wait a whole 30 seconds, bro.
You rub it in your elbows now? You do rub it in your elbows?
No, why would I do that?
I thought you told me you would.
Ew.
That was Jeezy or you? Which
It's
one
more-
of y'all?
I never
Jeezy
told you no shit
Jeezy
like
did
that.
Oh, so it must have been
He
Gent
said
then.
it was like coconut oil.
Damn.
Nigga, you a motherfucking lie.
That's tough.
You
They
motherfucking
dry up like Elmer's.
But I tell you this, I do like when the hoe cream that dick up and then she suck it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
cause no matter what, you thinking to yourself, you a nasty bitch.
Yeah, you are. Hey, yeah.
fucks with
We
you,
talked
though.
about that's
I fucks with you,
Yeah.
though. Yeah, eat that shit up,
Yeah.
ho. God damn, you nasty. That shit tickled me
You
right
cool?
now.
She come up kissing you all on the neck and cheek and lips and shit.
Man.
You cool with it?
After she what?
She's in cream and she done sucked it up.
And she sucked
It's just-
and
it's
she
sloppy.
kissing on my neck and
It's
stuff.
sloppy, yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
When she
with
come
me.
up around here and kiss you in that corner,
Man, I feel
And
like
her legs still wet and shit
I
like
just
that?
feel like my bitches know they place. Like, I just feel like my bitches stay in line and they've never done that.
why they gotta be out of line? They just
Listen. This conversation is going south. So, signing off, y'all.
Be out, y'all.
We'll see you next week.
Yeah. Coffee and brunch. We could have our conversations over coffee and brunch. Ha.